Exhausted fishermen in Negombo, which is a tight-knit fishing community in Sri Lanka, drag fish from docked boats, weigh and pile them into refrigerated trucks. Despair and worry is writ large on their face as their survival hangs in the balance as the island nation experiences its worst economic crisis since 1948. Even as protesters throng the streets demanding the ouster of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, the fishermen community in this troubled country struggle to stay afloat with the bare minimum they can muster up living from day to day.
Fishermen, they are facing severe difficulties because of the fuel prices are going up, one thing. And the scarcity of the fuel in the market, and the amount that they get also very less. Okay, 20 liters for the small boats. And diesel, it's really difficult because diesel is one of the worst affected thing in the market, so they affected. If we get the fuel and if we get ice, we can survive.
Fishing makes up for just 1.3% of the island nation's economy. It, however, employs 1/10 of the population and also feeds a majority of its people. Over 2.7 million people are dependent on Lanka's fishing industry. Sri Lanka has 25 fishing harbours through which about 50,000 fishing boats and trawlers operate. The country also exports tuna, swordfish, crabs, lobsters and prawns to about a dozen countries including the United States, Britain, China and Japan. Fishing accounts for 8% of Sri Lanka's agricultural exports and also accounts for nearly 1.3% of its GDP.
ගෙදරින් ළමයිකට බඩගිනි කියලා කියපම ගන්න පුළුවන් පාරක් වගේ. මේ මිනිහා ඒ ළමයා අඬන්නේ බඩගිනිටනේ. මේ මිනිහාට දැන් පිටියක් කරන් දෙන්න දවස ගන්නම කියලා පොලිමෙන් බෑනේ මත්. එතන පොලිමීටුවෙත් මෙතන කීයක් හරි අම්බක් කරගෙන මෙතනින් නැති වෙනවා.
Fishing is a major livelihood, especially for northern Tamils. They usually fish on alternative days but are unable to fish even once a week today, mainly because of fuel shortage. A country boat requires 30 liters of kerosene for a day's fishing. However, in the current circumstances, fishermen are able to get just 20 liters in a week. Their fishing expeditions, which typically last for a week at a stretch, requires over 1,000 liters of diesel for a small boat. Several hundred kilograms of ice to preserve their catch are also required, besides food to sustain themselves. In this backdrop, fishing has become unsustainable, leaving the fishermen high and dry. With fuel being rationed amidst an acute shortage, fuel is very rarely being sold in jerry cans. Most fishermen have to retrieve fuel from their vehicles or from their friends. With such limited fuel, the frequency of setting out to fish has dropped drastically, disrupting their usual regular source of income. Added to this, the scarcity of ice bars to preserve the fish and lack of transport to take their catch to Colombo and other places have also affected the livelihood of the fishermen. Inflation and skyrocketing prices have left fish markets across the country empty as it witnesses almost no footfalls. And if fears of Sri Lanka running out of fuel by the end of this month despite help from its neighbours turn out to be true, the fishing industry will certainly grind to a halt. This will add to their existing woes. A Federal Report.